Hello everyone and welcome back to Through Africa, the show where we discuss Africa in detail. It is still me, your host, Mercy Bamgola. Today we are in Ivory Coast to discuss the just concluded general election and in Ghana to discuss the efforts by the Africa CDC to transform health in the continent. Ivory Coast went to the polls on the 25th of October 2025 in a presidential election that took place peacefully across most of the country. Polling stations opened early and closed in the evenings as citizens cast their votes. 83-year-old President Alassane Ouattara is seeking a fourth term, citing his record of major infrastructure projects and steady economic growth. Critics, however, say his bid undermines democratic norms, pointing to the constitutional changes and the exclusion of key opponents. Two major figures were disqualified from running. Former banker Tidjane Thiam was ruled out over his French nationality at the time of registration, and former President Laurent Gbagbo was barred due to legal issues linked to earlier election conflicts. Among those allowed to contest, Simone Gbagbo, the former First Lady, has drawn attention with a campaign focused on reconciliation and greater monetary independence. Former Commerce Minister Jean-Louis Billon also entered the race, presenting himself as a younger alternative, though he faced a steep challenge against the incumbent's influence. Voter turnout appeared low in several areas, including Abidjan, where long lines were rare and enthusiasm seemed subdued. Many analysts say this reflects public frustration, with the race seen as lacking real competition. After the polls closed, counting began quickly. Partial results soon showed President Ouattara with a strong lead, suggesting he would run without a runoff. On the 26th of October, Jean-Louis Billon conceded defeat, congratulating the president and acknowledging that early tallies placed Ouattara firmly ahead. The final results now moved to the Constitutional Council for official validation. Observers say the credibility of this election will depend on how transparently the Commission resolves disputes and whether excluded opposition groups accept the outcome. Beyond politics, Ivorians remain concerned about deep social and economic divisions. Youth unemployment, inequality among rural and urban areas, and uneven access to the benefits of growth remain major challenges for the next administration. In regions still scarred by past post-election violence, peace advocates have organized symbolic, quote, marriage for peace ceremonies to promote reconciliation and unity. Their message is clear that healing and stability are just as important as the political contest itself. As Ivory Coast awaits the final confirmation of results, the country stands at a crossroads with questions about democracy, stability, and the future of President Ouattara's extended leadership still hanging in the balance. The Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, has announced the launch of a major new platform aimed at transforming health manufacturing across the continent. The platform, known as AMMINA, short for African Manufacturing Market Intelligence and Network Analysis, was unveiled at the African Healthcare Manufacturing Trade Exhibition and Conference in Accra, Ghana. AMMINA is designed to serve as a powerful data-driven tool that tracks manufacturers, product lines, production capacities, and market trends across Africa. Right now, the system already includes data on more than 700 manufacturers and over 2,500 health products in 18 African Union member states. But Africa CDC says it plans to expand that coverage to all 55 AU countries, making AMMINA a true continental public resource for policymakers, investors, and health institutions. Officials say the platform will play a key role in advancing Africa's health sovereignty, helping countries rely more on their own capacity rather than imports. It will also support smarter decisions in procurement, manufacturing partnerships, and industrial investments, all grounded in harmonized, reliable data. The agency describes AMMINA as a cornerstone in its broader mission to strengthen Africa's health security. The goal is to build robust, interconnected systems, not only for manufacturing, but also for disease surveillance, outbreak readiness, and regional cooperation. The Africa CDC's weekly brief also highlights ongoing efforts to improve detection and response systems across the continent, from laboratory networks to workforce training and innovation hubs. Public health experts say that AMMINA could mark a turning point, one that shifts Africa from being reactive in times of crisis to being proactive and data-driven in building its own resilience. If successful, the platform could help reduce dependence on external supplies, increase transparency in health markets, boost intra-African trade, and ultimately improve access to quality medicines, diagnostics, and medical supplies. As the rollout continues, attention will be on how well AMMINA delivers on these promises and how it shapes the future of Africa's public health and manufacturing landscape. And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode, where we've been talking about the elections in Ivory Coast and the health development in Africa at large. It is me, your host, Mercy Bamgola, and this is Through Africa. If you would like to send us questions or suggestions on the show as you've watched today, you can do so on our WhatsApp number, which is always on the screen. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.